There we go. Let's start over. Welcome to the Town of Babylon Planning Board. Today is March 27th, 2023. We have one public hearing. Let us begin the public hearing with the Pledge of Allegiance. Jerry, could you lead us in the pledge, please?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
There we go. You're killing me.
That's too much. You know, for years we didn't have all this fancy stuff. This is a relatively new experience.
Attendance?
Yes, attendance, please.
Patrick Halpin.
Present.
Frank Santos. Dan Chuchin.
Present.
Juan Leon.
Present.
Ed Wynn. Jerry O'Neill. Julianne Nolan. Brian Zatani. Rich Grove, not here, sorry. Matt Esposito. Nunzio Russo. Rich Casey. Greg Axiola.
Okay, thank you. We have one public hearing. You want to? Yep, sorry. Before we start the public hearing, let me read this memo into the record. The planning board shall have the right to rely on any information that is presented by the applicant if such information is later found to be inaccurate or incorrect. The planning board may determine that any approvals, building permits, or other actions previously granted in connection with the application are null and void.
Planning Board Job Number 22-33A. It's for a public hearing site plan review. Ministero Evangelico Missionero Vaz de Salvacion proposes to develop 1.26 acres of undeveloped land to construct a 5,863 square foot church with a 27,509 square foot parking lot along with associated site improvements.
Hey, who is here on behalf of the applicant?
Good evening, Josh Meyer, Jam Design Services.
Could you please state your name, could you address as well as your name?
Yeah, Josh
for the
Meyer,
record?
Jam Design Services, 1257 Udall Road, Bayshore, New York.
Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Please proceed. Before we begin, the planning commissioner issued a memo dated March 23rd. Have you had the opportunity to review this with your client?
Yes.
Are there any questions, any concerns, anything you'd like to bring to our attention regarding any of the conditions or covenants and restrictions
No.
outlined in this memo?
Nope, we're good. We'll only
No
review.
objections,
No,
correct?
correct.
Okay, please proceed.
So this is, our client is looking to develop this vacant site. It's currently 1.26 vacant land. They're looking to erect a 5,683 square foot building. The building would consist of a first floor that would have, it's a house of worship, so that's where the main assembly would be. We do have a small mezzanine off the back. Again, some supplemental seating would be up there, again, just for people, overflow. And then it will have a basement that will have some auxiliary type of uses. We do have a meeting room down there that will be set up for, fundraising, that type of stuff, volunteer work, or, we have a kitchen there, so sometimes they'll have events. That would kind of be the overflow down there. Currently, the first floor would be seating for 292 seats. Mezzanine would be an additional 84, and the basement would be 124. The intent with the basement, though, is to not work at the same time as the rest of the church. So anybody attending the church would then be going down to there. So there's a concern with the parking. There would be no overlap of doubling the amount of people that would be coming to the facility. It would just be one or the other, never both at the same time. Presently, they have about 2,800 square feet, 150 seats in their current church that they have, which is also located in Wyandanch off of Long Island Avenue. They have about 250 persons in their congregation currently that come from all over Nassau and Suffolk. The majority does come from Wyandanch. So the reason for this is they just need more space. They're looking to expand. You know, the congregation grows. You know, some people move away, some people move in. You know, so it's kind of a fluid thing, but they don't have enough capacity now. They want to make sure they have enough capacity for the future. Like I said, this is an undeveloped site. We're in industry. We do abut a residential zone. Across from us is also industry. It's very dilapidated. You know, the building is vacant, and our land hasn't been developed.
Could you walk us through the site plan, please?
So obviously, you're on North 18th, the corner of Washington and North 18th. We have two curb cuts, one towards Washington, which is currently where the cursor is, and one further down. We've split this into two parking lots on either side of the building, just because the length of this property, the walk from one end to the church, if we situated on one side of the property, would, you know, be kind of cumbersome for a lot of these people. Currently, the front parking lot will house our handicap parking and our handicap ramp. That would take us up. The building will be equipped with an elevator to take you all 3 levels. Parking is split pretty evenly throughout, back and front. We are currently deficient in our front yard requirement. Required 30, we're at 12. We do have a 28-foot rear yard, which was requested of us by the planning board, planning department. We do have enough room to make this with no variances required, but they wanted a bigger buffer between us and the residents behind us.
That's it?
Yeah, anybody on the board have any questions? You want me to, any aspect of the site plan you want me to get into?
Any questions? Julianne?
Could you walk us through the basement, please?
Sure. So again, the basement would be for an auxiliary use. It wouldn't be used simultaneously as the rest of the church. It's primarily for events. If they have any kind of wedding or, you know, anything like that, it would be, you know, a place that they can go down. They'd have some food served there. They do community outreach a couple times where they make food, prepare meals for the community where they can come, get them, pick them up, and leave. That's pretty much the bulk of what this room is going to be used for. It's never really going to be used as an additional church service or anything, or any kind of overflow from up top. It's either or. I just want to make that very clear that it's never going to be used together.
Okay, thank you. The emergency exits,
Yes.
where are they, please?
The emergency exits here are right in the front. We have a landing here going straight up. Well, I mean, I'm sorry, that's the rear side. And then we have, in the front side, we have 2 on either side, stairwells that take you out.
And would there ever be like a Sunday school or children down here, anything like that?
No.
Okay, and is it sprinklered?
Yes.
Thank you.
Are there any other questions?
Could we see what the plantings are along the rear that faces the residences? I see a lot of circles. I don't know what they are.
So they are Leland cypress and junipers,
Okay.
6-foot height.
Okay, thank you. Do you have a, Matt, do you have a elevation for that side of the building?
I don't think I have.
No, we do.
I don't know if we have that
you could describe what we're looking at. We're looking at whatever is behind us right now.
That's, I see the rear.
Yeah,
and-
we don't have the rear.
The front and north and south side, yes. Okay.
Presently, the intent is to mimic the west side.
So both sides of the church are going to be the same?
Yeah.
Good, okay, thank you.
Juan?
Yeah, and I'm sure they have the same windows.
Okay. I have two questions. The first one is this like a second church to another church that's somewhere else in the community?
No, so they currently have one church that is on Long Island Avenue. Again, it's too small. This would be replacing that. They would be leaving that facility for this facility.
So my second question is, have you done any outreach to the nearby community, especially the neighbors that are right next door to the property? And if you have, how are their feelings on the church?
No, we have not.
Okay.
Are there any other questions? No? Matt, is there anything else we should be aware of? Yeah, no, I know we will. Okay, thank you very much. If there are any additional questions, we'll call you back up.
Sure.
Is there anyone from the public that would like to address the board regarding this application? Sir, come on up. No, come up here. This is a public hearing, so we have to get you sworn in. We've got to get your name and address for the record. We're going to ask you to fill out a card. You don't have to do it this minute. You can do it before you leave. But please state your name and address for the record.
Douglas Thomas, I'm representing the Ambulance Corporation, which.
And your
abuts this
address
property.
is?
49 Sunset Avenue, Wheatley Heights is my
Do
personal.
you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
I do.
Mr. Thomas.
I do. We were just here we're concerned for the emergency exits and the possibility of a large congregation slowing us up at any time. Just a concern. It's a church, it's reasonable, but that's always, that we always want to get out as fast as we can. We don't want any interference. And so that's why we came, just to more or less, just to see what was
All right,
happening.
well, we will ask the applicant's representative, to be part of the public hearing to respond to that question.
Very good.
Well, no, is there anyone else that would like to address the board? No? Okay, sir? By the way, we thank the Ambulance Corps of Wyandanch Whitley Heights for their service. We very
Certainly
much
will.
appreciate it,
Do the best we can.
every day. All right, come on up. You can have a seat right next to it if you want. Okay, you heard the question.
Yes.
It's regarding the access in the event that there's emergency on each of the floors. Do we need to go back to the floor plan? What do you suggest, Matt?
So we'll start in the basement. Where are you? You're on the first floor? Okay, first floor. So the first floor, we have two 6-foot accesses on the rear of the building, which would be the south side, in each corner. And then in the front of the building, which would be the north side, we have, again, two 6-foot accesses right through the center.
Through the center, through the entry there.
Yes.
Okay. And what about the second floor?
The second floor, we have
Hold on,
egress exit stairs on either side of it.
Matt, what is the width of that? Those,
Those are about, those look to be 5 feet.
I presume they all meet the fire
Yeah,
code?
yeah, if anything, we exceed code.
Yes, of course. And the basement?
And the basement is the same thing, where we have two accesses on the on the north side that will take you up, and we have additional out the rear, two 6-foot openings.
And we have, what about the entry on both ends there? Oh, I'm sorry, on the end, the entry area, is that to the first floor?
I'm sorry, are you on the north?
If we're looking at where it says walk-in box,
Yeah, so that takes you directly to the parking lot.
it takes you directly to the parking
Directly
lot?
out, yes.
Okay. And is there any other entries that you saw that we see in the corners?
Yes,
They
those
bring
corners.
us to the first floor?
Yes, they bring us to the first floor.
So we have an entrance to the parking lot on one end, and on the other end, you have
Yes.
an entrance through the...
Back up, yes.
Back to the first floor, okay. Does that answer your question?
It does, vaguely, I'm
Okay.
trying to grasp. I know what the property looks like by heart.
Of course you do. No, I understand, okay.
But I don't know,
No, you could, if you have another question as a follow-up, please ask it, and we'll ask it.
I don't have any more.
Okay, all right, thank you very much. And perhaps the two of you could speak after the hearing and get more information.
One more question, if I could. On 18th Street, is there parking on either of the sides?
Currently, no.
Is it it's not permitted?
There are no signages not permitting it.
Do we know anything? I mean, for overflow parking, it's... My question more was, is it wide enough that people could park on either side and still have traffic
It's a
pass
50
through?
foot. It's a 50-foot roadway.
Oh, okay. So that wouldn't restrict parking? If there's no signs there now that say you can't park? Yeah. 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 Okay, yeah, yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's an easy,
ahead.
I'm sorry, it's an easy spot for overflow parking in the event that the parking lots got filled. That's what I'm looking at, yeah. Keep it on at least one side. Okay, good. All right, thank you.
All right. Thank you. Are there any other questions by members of the board? Julianne?
Given the tenor of our country and active shooting, I know that the Wyandanch Charter School had put in special glass, safety glass and stuff. Are there any measures in this, given that it's for a congregation of 250 people, for any type of safety measures?
To be honest, we have not looked at that. We will now. We can certainly take a look and see what kind of plan we can put into place, whether it be some kind of front security or, like you said, windows. Most of the windows would be out of view, so I don't think we'd have to worry anything coming in per se, but we could definitely look at the entry security
Thank you.
and see if we can, do that by something installation or by personnel maybe, but something we can bring up with our client.
Thank you. Any other questions? No? No one else from the public that would like to address the board? Okay, Matt, where are we with the departmental reviews? So planning staff recommends that we extend the record, keep it open until April 17th. Motion by Julianne to extend the record, second by Jerry.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. The record is extended. Thank you very much.
If it's extended, can we still go to zoning?
Yes,
Yeah,
oh,
yeah.
yes, yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. Jerry, why don't you answer that officially? This is our counsel, Mr. Casey.
Process that Mr. Esposito and the planners can help you with, but you need a variance or two, whether it's parking, front yard setback, et cetera. You have to go to the zoning board independently for that.
Okay, but we can proceed to that now.
Absolutely. Yeah, one is, we're independent boards, so you can proceed then. Okay. All right, that concludes our public hearing.
Shut off the live stream. You wanna make it?
We are going to close our live stream of the public hearing and go